Hey Artlings, it's D here and welcome back to my channel. So Artlings, I'm finally back after a few months of absence from YouTube. I'm finally back again. I don't know for how long though, but I'm definitely back for the week because I'm releasing this video and contents related to this video. So stay tuned for that. So yeah. So I feel like it's been so long since I've been, dabbling with Monster High that I want to preface this video by saying that Monster High Ghoul Friends is a series that I created for me so that I could create artworks for Monster High characters combining elements that I love from both generations, G1 and G3 respectively. So if you're wondering, why is this character not this, not that? Just keep in mind, these are my own interpretations of the characters. This is what I love from both G1 and G2 that I want to incorporate into my designs. And if you don't like it, you can watch other videos and, check out other really talented content creators across the platform and very talented artists on Instagram reinterpreting the characters in their own way. So I just want to put it out there. I'm not here to satisfy your specific visions for the character. These are my visions for the character. So yeah, now that's out of the way, let's begin. So the two characters that I've finally chosen to close out Wave 3 are Kiyomi and Iris. So initially I wanted to do Mercedes and Iris because Mercedes and Iris are two characters that have already appeared in G3, so I had something to go off of on how I can redesign, reinterpret these characters. However, upon designing Mercedes and finishing off the artwork, I didn't really feel the Monster High Ghoul Friends essence that I was feeling with the characters on both Wave 1, Wave 2, and the first part of Wave 3. And when I paired her up with the other Wave 3 characters, she just really didn't fit in. Her design wasn't Monster High-fied enough, and it felt really juvenile. And that's the reason why I rebooted my own Monster High universe, formerly known as Fierce Ghouls, now Ghoul Friends, due to that reason. I was constantly releasing artworks that I wasn't feeling just to meet a deadline. So with Ghoul Friends, I want to change that. I don't want to do that. So I went back to the drawing board and conceived one of the most beloved characters from G1, and personally my favorite, or one of my favorite characters, Miss Kiyomi.
Kiyomi, get your ass in here.
So I'm really happy that it worked out in the end, and I listened to my gut instead of just calling it what it is, because I was able to produce an artwork that I am proud of. So yeah. So as for Miss Kiyomi's look, let's start with the beret. So I wanted to incorporate the beret because I just think it's cute, and the pattern is very reminiscent of her signature dress, and I've added cherry blossom flowers on it just for the sake of having cherry blossoms there because it was one of her motifs. So yeah. As for her jewelry, she has this two different earrings on. From afar, it looks the same, but when you take a closer look at it, the other ear is making a sad face and the other ear is making a happy face, which was a huge part of Kiyomi's brand, or part of her design, which was incorporating faces onto her design because she herself is a faceless ghost. So yeah, and I wanted to tie her beret in some way to her outfit, so I decided to put this specific cherry blossom design from her beret to her choker, so it would be cohesive. So yeah, next is her top. So basically mimic how embroidered fabrics look like with this specific design. As you can see, it has Mount Fiji along with cherry blossoms on her top. So this specific top is actually inspired by this. I found it on Pinterest, and was basically the base of how I created her look. It was basically the piece that I created my designs around it. So yeah, and she has this chain belt with various charms, including the cherry blossoms again, to make her whole look cohesive. So another thing I want to talk about are her arm warmers. So I thought that her beret would be out of place if it didn't have anything to bounce off of. So I decided to make both the beret and the arm warmers have the same pattern so that it would create a more cohesive look. And of course, her skirt is pleated, and it is the color purple because she mentions in her diary that her favorite color is purple. So yeah, and as for her bag, it's just the bigger version of the cherry blossom design with the skeleton in the middle with a chain handle. And as for her footwear, I decided to incorporate leg warmers instead of socks because socks is just too obvious, and I didn't want it to be obvious. So I replaced the sock that would go with the traditional Japanese shoes with leg warmers to be more trendy. And as for her shoes, these are reinterpreted Japanese shoes. It's based off of this design, so I base my design around it. So yeah, so I kept her original hair color. I added this specific blushing onto her because I thought it looked really cute. So yeah, at first I really wanted to do a more blur face on her, but I really popped off. Not me self-praising, but I really did pop off with the screening, and I didn't want it to obstruct it, so I kept it white, similar to her original design. So yeah, that's it for Kiyomi's design. So now on to Iris. So as for Iris's design, out of all the characters that I've reinterpreted into my own Monster High universe, Iris by far was one of the most difficult ones to conceive because in terms of her design, her outfit specifically, she was the time capsule out of all the ghouls. Like, her outfit felt very 2010s in terms of style, and as far as I'm concerned, 2010s hasn't come back to style yet. So it was really hard to, bring that into the 2020s, specifically 2025. We're now halfway through the decade. So yeah, luckily I was watching videos, for the sake of watching videos and came across a video reviewing LOL OMG's Lady Braids rather. So I remember looking at this doll at the toy store and really loving her. And it felt really it felt like the stars aligned when I saw her outfit, and I felt as though Iris would be perfect in it. So Lady Braids is a huge inspiration for Iris's look. So yeah, I just wanted to put it out there. So let's start from the top. She has a high pony on with her signature dark green hair. So from my initial sketching of Iris, her hair is supposed to be longer with a rather much more accentuated flip, but I protested against that because most of my characters from Ghoul Friends already have long hair, and I wanted to represent for the mid-length girls because we already have Toralei representing for the short-haired girls. So that's what I wanted to do. So yeah. Next are her jewelry. So I felt like Iris really looked good with golden jewelry, and it really ties back to her Greek mythology background that she has going on. So I felt as though it was really fitting for her to have golden jewelry. So as for her earrings, they are made to look like eyes that are golden, including her golden necklace with a black band. And as for her outfit, as I've mentioned, it was very inspired by Lady Braids, but instead of denim, I went with this vinyl-like material, or as you can notice, how I interpret vinyl material into my artworks. So that's the material that I went with her dress and her arm warmers. So as for the bottom of her skirt, instead of putting feathers, I just wanted to continue the vinyl material into a flared, ruffled part down there. And as for her bag, the handle specifically is inspired by the LOL Tween doll Goldie Twist's bag handle, and I just went with it. And as for the actual bag part, I wanted to pay an homage to her original bag from G1, and that's what I did. And finally, as for her shoes, so upon researching, Iris didn't exactly have a unique shoe mold that was, very apparently for her. Much like the other characters, she didn't have that. So I really had the artistic freedom to do whatever I want. However, it posed a threat because I didn't have something to go off of. I didn't know how to finish this whole look. So it was really difficult up until I saw this specific, I don't know if it's an artwork or if it's from a video game, but I saw these specific shoes and instantly it clicked, and I was like, that's Iris's shoes. So as you can see, it's just a normal pump. I like to think of it as an homage to her basic shoes. However, the Iris part really shines through with the eyeball straps, which I really love. So yeah, that's basically Iris's design. So here are the two ghouls side by side. Honestly, I am really happy and really proud with what I've created for these two characters, and both are perfect, and the Monster High Ghoul Friends Wave 3. I feel as though they really completed the whole gang, and it really felt nice. And here is them all together. As you can see, Caddy, myself, Didi as a Monster High version, Marisol, Kiyomi, and Iris. So yeah, I hope you like them as well. And please don't be afraid to interact with me. Which part did you like the best? How would you like for me to improve my artworks? And who would you like to see in the future? So yeah, so that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a comment and share this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. And please give this video a like, it helps me a lot. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.